Hello, everyone. Welcome to Girls According to CD. So let's talk about it. We are going back to Limpopo at the accident scene of the bus that collapsed, and then in the wreckage, they found pharmaceutical products that were being smuggled out of South Africa because no documentation was found in that wreckage that shows that pharmaceutical products like ARVs, cough mixtures. By the way, the ingredients of some of that cough mixture is illegal. Anyways, let's talk about the people that were involved in this particular accident, live and unalive. Ha! I did think about this, but in my head, I was like, I'm busy arguing with myself. I'm like, there's no way. There is no way that a road accident fund is going to be involved in this, especially the fact that the majority of the people that were on that bus did not have any sort of documentation, meaning they did not have a passport, let alone a visa to be in South Africa to begin with. So there is no way that RAF is going to consider them. But listen to this because I was so wrong.
Issue around what the RAF's obligations are insofar as it helping specifically foreign nationals was recently ventilated in court. I think it was in 2022. And then I think it was the High Court that found that, in fact, there is no discrimination according to immigration status. Would that be the case even in this particular scenario?
Unfortunately, it will be. You're mentioning the courts. We have mentioned time and again that as a country we shouldn't be paying for foreigners, whether they're here legally or illegally, period. Now, when we have foreigners coming through, there's a couple of things that we have insisted in the past. We have insisted that you bring your passport for us to see, number one, that you're here illegally, but also to determine whether when the accident happened, you were indeed in the country, South Africa. Now, we have had fights with these courts in that they have pushed us to essentially break the law, because the Immigration Act is very clear when it comes to foreigners, in that it says that we are not allowed as an institution to be doing deals with foreigners as pertaining to the illegal foreigners. But we have this very peculiar situation where the judges are saying every foreigner is here, even if illegally, but they are here constitutionally. We don't want to pay them, period. If it was up to me, up to the Road Accident Fund, we shouldn't be paying people up from outside the country. But we are compelled by this nanny constitution and the judges.
Gosh.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Allegedly. In fact, I don't think this is allegedly because what Macintosh Polela is saying in his British accent, by the way, I understand he grew up there. He is saying that there are precedences. Actually, if you don't know what a precedent is, that means it's a matter that has been ruled by a court of law and it is a fact and you can't change it unless you change the law, meaning you have to go to RAF Act, not only RAF Act, but you also have to change other laws, including the Constitution and Immigration Act and all that stuff to change this particular precedent, because now it is a benchmark. This is where everybody will go to, every court in the country will go to that judgment and say, well, similar situations such as this one, somebody was granted so many millions or whatever. Like a guy, I think he's from Sweden, if I'm not mistaken, who had a car accident somewhere in Cape Town, and then he went and made a claim at RAF, and he walked away with almost a R500 million. R500 million he almost walked away with. So that's the judgment. So now you're having over 43 people that were unalive because of this accident, and the majority that lived, they also now have a claim at RAF. Yeah, Millions of rands we are talking about here per person, per person. So, and it makes you think how South Africa has been taken for granted for so many years. Do you know that if you travel to any other country apart from South Africa, you are required to have a travel insurance? Did you know that? Some of us who have traveled, you will not actually go past the airport without producing your travel insurance. So that if anything, like what happened to these people that collapsed with the bus, happens to you wherever that you are at, they are not responsible for you. This also includes the very same countries whose people collapsed with that bus, your Zimbabweans and Malawi. You cannot go there without a medical insurance to Zimbabwe. They will want your medical insurance, but not in South Africa, y'all. And yet we have a constitution that's very clear on immigration. We have the Immigration Act that is very clear on immigration, but for some reason, our judges, they misinterpret the law. How? I don't get it. Now we are going to be paying, yes, as taxpayers, we are going to pay those 43 people millions of rands to their surviving family members, and those that got injured, they're also going to walk away with millions of rands from taxpayers of South Africa. And now you, and I'm sure they are, I am so sure that the survivors, bayasina wherever they are so happy. They are so happy because the ANC is actually pushing this as well, that hey, you gotta pay them. You gotta pay them. And now RAF is in a position where it says, listen, let's change the law. As far as RAF is concerned, as Macintosh Polela, I think he's the spokesperson of RAF, is that we will not pay. We're not supposed to pay. And I agree, we're not supposed to pay. Number one, it's as if they are saying this accident is our fault. Probably it is, because there were 11 roadblocks along the way in the 4 provinces that this bus had gone through. And none of those police officers stopped this. And I think, as a punishment to them, whatever money that is going to be paid out, some of it must come from the pension funds of all these police officers that did not stop that bus and arrest the driver and arrest the non-documented people that were occupying that bus to wherever they were going to. Let's hit their pension funds, so that next time other police officers, when they see something like this on our road, they act immediately to protect their pension. Because this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. It's so unacceptable. It's upsetting, as a matter of fact. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, I was hoping that this does not happen. And I was so wrong. I was so wrong, because that judgment is there. We paid over five, I mean, just below R1 billion to that Swedish man. And now you can't now turn around and say, oh, those 43 that actually passed away, we can't pay them anything. And yet we paid somebody else. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the amounts of millions we are going to be paying? The survivors, oh, Shem, they cannot wait. And I'm sure, because you know how some of these people are corrupt. Some of them would have had an accident somewhere in their countries, and they're gonna say they were part of this bus, and they're going to go and claim. How are you going to prove that they were in that bus or not in that bus? Because I'm sure our police officers and those that were collecting evidence, they may have not paid attention, and they will take their chances. I'm telling you, there'll be others that will have an accident right here in South Africa deliberately, because now they heard. Those ones are going to be getting RAF, and they're like, oh, I was in the, what do you call that thing? In the trailer when the accident happened. You guys didn't find me. I just crawled out and I left, but I was in that bus. You know how corrupt they are, right? Yeah. So I'm foreseeing a whole lot of claims of people that were not even in that bus. You watch and see. And they're going to be frustrated. And now, once again, Operation Tutula warned against this. Operation Tutula warned against this, but instead, they were called vigilante group. By who? The ANC. Yeah, the very people that has caused all of this. Hi, hi, hi. South Africa. I mean, I don't know where we are going, honestly speaking. I really have no idea where we are going. Are we going or even coming? That I keep asking myself that question because the disrespect is too much. It's now gone into our pockets as South Africans. These people came to our country illegally and they stole some of them our pharmaceutical products, and on top of that have an accident, and to add assault to wound, they are coming for our taxes. That's what they are coming after. And how many more accidents are going to happen deliberately because now they know, oh, so many people got so many millions. Hey guys, I don't know, I have no idea. People just vote wisely. Please vote very wisely. Vote Operation Dudula. They are going to solve this. I am telling you, they are. Yeah, PA2, even though it's quiet when it comes to Abahambe, they got seated and they went radio silent. But let's go for the ones that are actively fighting for South Africa and our coffers. Anyways, let me leave this video right here. Thank you so much for listening. Please have a great Sunday. Goodbye.